Hi, I'm Imogen Gunn. I'm the collections manager for archaeology at the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology in Cambridge. And this video is part of the Museum Remix Unheard project. This is a necklace from Mount Carmel in what is now Israel. It dates to about 11,000 to 12,800 years ago, before people started settling down to farm. It's made of shell beads interspersed with deer bone pendants. The way you see it strung together now is actually just the best guess of archaeologists. When the site was excavated, the thread that had once held them together had long since disintegrated, and the beads and the pendants had scattered. This is one of two very similar necklaces in our collection, and you can see it on display when the museum reopens. The other necklace is from another site on Mount Carmel and dates to the same period. It is currently not on display. I've picked these two objects because they were each excavated by archaeologists who were trailblazers in their own ways, and whose stories have remained largely unheard. The first necklace was excavated by Dorothy Garrod in the early 1930s. She is one of the pioneers of modern archaeology, not just as a woman who led her own excavations at a time when the field was dominated by men, but also as a standard bearer for the discipline as a whole. Her excavations at Mount Carmel revealed an archaeological sequence spanning nearly 500,000 years and included discoveries that are still fundamental to our understanding of the region. Famously, Garrod went on to be appointed the first female professor at Cambridge, but I appreciate some of her less well-known, but no less radical choices. In particular, I appreciate how she appointed all female or majority female excavation crews. On the excavation in which this necklace was discovered, the team consisted mostly of Arab women from the local region. Garrod was apparently inclusive in other ways too. She invited Francis Terville Petrie to join her on excavation at Mount Carmel in 1931, when he discovered the second necklace. By that time, Terville Petrie had already made a name for himself in archaeology, but he'd also dedicated his energy to other, no less important endeavors. As an out gay man, he attended the 1928 Congress of the World League for Sexual Reform in Copenhagen. He was an active member of the Scientific Humanitarian Committee, which campaigned for more tolerant attitudes towards homosexuality and reforming the laws banning sex between men. At the time, and goodness knows, even up until relatively recently, this was a radical and even dangerous stance to take publicly. And yet it seems that Terville Petrie lived his life openly and proudly. To me, it seems unlikely that Garrod was unaware of this when she invited him on excavation. Perhaps it's fanciful, but I like to picture them sitting side by side after a long day's work, being radical together. You might want to think about how we can use these objects to highlight the stories of their excavators. Or maybe you're not interested in that particularly, and you're more interested in the necklaces. How else might the beads and pendants have been arranged? Or maybe they weren't necklaces at all. Some archaeologists think they may have been used to decorate clothing. What do you think? But of course, it's entirely up to you. Happy remixing!